Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk about less lethal use of force options when it comes to room clearing using the game Ready or Not. The game currently features a few less lethal options, including pepper spray, taser, beanbag shotgun, pepperball launcher, CS gas, stinger, and flashbang. Let's go through each and explain what they are and what their use is in room clearing tactics. At the end, I'll give my opinion as to which less lethal options should be used and what your squad setup should look like. Also, quick disclaimer, this is not an all-encompassing list of less lethal options. However, they are the most common ones. Pepper spray. This stuff is made up of oleoresin capsaicin, which is where the title OC spray comes from. If you recognize the latter part of the word, you probably know that capsaicin comes from peppers, and that's exactly what's inside pepper spray. Speaking from first-hand experience, this stuff sucks. The best way I can describe the pain is as if you just had tiny molten shards of glass rubbed into your eyes. It immediately evokes tears and absolute suffering out of the person hit by the stuff. That all being said, I can say with decent certainty pepper spray is rarely used in a CQB environment. The issue with pepper spray is that it doesn't just hit the suspect and stay there. Even with gel, some of that ends up being atomized in the air and starts to hit everyone around, including you too. The spray goes with the wind, and sometimes the winds are not in your favor, and you get to taste some spicy air as well. Using pepper spray in an enclosed environment, especially when dealing with incredibly volatile situations, just isn't a good idea. Not being able to see and doing room clearing are definitely non-compatible actions. The taser. There are multiple variations of the taser, some with multiple cartridges, others with drive stun set to a specific button, but no matter what the cool widgetry, the taser is meant to do one thing. Neuromuscular incapacitation. When a taser is shot, it sends two tiny probes with what are essentially spears with hooks flying through the air. When the probes make impact with a human target, the probes embed themselves into the musculature. The taser then delivers approximately 50,000 volts and 2 milliamps of energy into the muscles, causing them to tense up. The taser then cycles through on and off states, causing that horrifying sound you hear when the taser is shot. This cycling causes the muscles to lock up, as they're being overcome from the electrical impulses from the taser, rendering any electrical signals from the brain useless. Tasers can and are used in CQB situations. However, they are not to be used as a primary means of force. Also, when using the taser, this should not be a single-man action, unless you are dealing with an unarmed suspect. If you are using a taser against an armed suspect, such as with a knife, you should always have lethal cover to ensure if the taser misses and the suspect becomes hostile and charges you, you don't get cut to bits. The Beanbag Shotgun. This thing is super cool. Take a mini sock stuffed with birdshot and sling that puppy as hard as you can at someone, and you got a beanbag shotgun round. To be clear, these things don't fool around. They can absolutely kill you if they hit you in the right place. Their intended use is for the limbs of a suspect, imparting pain compliance from a distance. The rounds used in beanbag shotguns are the things that are less lethal. However, the shotguns themselves generally are just shotguns painted orange to show that they are meant for beanbag rounds. The beanbag itself weighs approximately 1.4 ounces, is 1 inch in area, and travels at around 300 feet per second. That means when the beanbag impacts, it's imparting 120 foot-pounds of force into its target around that 1 inch area. Doesn't sound like much, but dang, that would not feel good. That being said, it wouldn't do much to stop a person under the influence of drugs like central nervous system depressants, opiates, or amphetamines, as the first would be too dazed to care, the second wouldn't feel enough pain to care, and the third would just be too pissed off to care. The Pepperball Gun. Take the solution in pepper spray, dry it out, atomize it, pour it into a little ball traveling 400 feet per second, and you got a pepperball. Pepperballs do two things incredibly well, which is delivering an ouchie from a distance and denying an area with a cloud of no thank you. Pepperballs have an incredible advantage over pepper spray in that they apply a level of pain compliance to the ball hitting you and do the same job pepper spray would, but from a distance. Delivering a cloud of OC spray while not having to be anywhere near it is definitely a benefit. As stated before, OC can stay in the air for a while, so being away from the explosion of the stuff is always a nice thing.
Great. Woo! Forgot that was that pepper.
CS gas. This stuff is like a can of angry bees that haven't seen the light of day in a millennium and want to prove that in the most painful way possible. Having been exposed to CS gas, I can confirm there is no feeling like it in this world. The closest I can equate it to is inhaling a bucket of fire ants into your lungs. The gas works by aerosolizing to that stuff, which really irritates mucosal membranes, causing Niagara Falls to instantly teleport into your face. The irritation forces your eyes to shut and tear up, and can also irritate the skin immensely. Personally, I remember being in the gas chamber with a mask on and feeling the gas when it made contact with my skin made it feel like I just got a bad sunburn everywhere all at once. This stuff in a confined room will cause pain compliance pretty quickly and will definitely push anyone that is in that room out or on the ground searching for less contaminated air. Teams that use CS gas should be wearing gas masks, negating the effect the gas will have on them. The Stinger. The Stinger grenade is no fun to be hit by either. This grenade contains a lot of little rubber balls that get ejected pretty quickly. The balls hit with a decent amount of force that cover a 50-foot radius and induce pain compliance on whoever they hit. Also, something I learned but had no idea existed before I started on this video is that Stinger grenades contain CS or OC inside of them. If this thing doesn't say I hate you and I want you to know it, nothing does. The flashbang. I made a whole video about this one, but needless to say, these things can be incredibly effective at their job. They do what their namesake says they will, and they do it well. Conclusion. So what less lethal options do I propose a squad take for room clearing? Well, as far as grenades go, I'm all for them. If you can use a distraction device and gain compliance that way, that's awesome. If not, then at least you've put the suspects at a disadvantage. In my honest opinion, as far as everything else is concerned, if we're already at the point where SWAT is being called out and moving into a building, the less lethal options have become less than optimal options. Out of all of them, the Taser is the only one that makes some level of sense to carry. It's not too much additional weight or encumberment to carry the Taser, and should absolutely be utilized if the situation permits. But carrying around a Beanbag Shotgun, Pepperball Gun, or even pepper spray is not necessarily pertinent, and can even be a disadvantage if the chemicals end up affecting you too. That being said, some SWAT teams do carry all kinds of less lethal weapons, and that may work great for them. I'm purely stating what I personally believe would work best overall. Anyways, thank you all for watching, I really do appreciate it, and also I want to give a big welcome to all my new subscribers. I never expected to have this many, so thank you all for being here. And as always, remember our sole objectives. Stop the killing, stop the dying. I'll see y'all later.